All right, so first up we have the ambience. Pretty simple, just two winds and some cicadas. Not anything really too special about it. Just something kind of rustly for the environment that we're in. When it comes to Foley, it's not like full coverage or anything. There's just some things for the big movements. You know, or when he's flying. Just enough to sort of make it feel a bit more natural. I mean, there's like 2 footsteps in this whole thing when he launches. Yeah, and then just at the end here. Boom, there you go. And then into the abilities, though. So the first one is the Wind Slash. This actually I did in Envy to start out with. Envy is an awesome, I think it's got just a great name for what it does. It allows you to take properties of one sound and apply them to another. So I took a sword shing, and you can see here we've got the envelope of the volume here, and then I've automated some pitch as well and some gain, and applied that to this wind sound. And you get this really, and then, you know, mess around with the settings, and you get this really cool, right? The wind is taking on the form of this sort of shing. So it takes some getting used to, and it's not a cheap plugin by any means, but it's something that I've really wanted for a while, and I love what it can do. So I use that as the base here. If we open that up, we've got the start and the end of it. For the start, we've got the sword element, the wind, a harsher wind, then this sort of I tried to do some sort of whistling that didn't work. That's why this says old and is muted. And then there's the travel of the actual wind, which that I love. That is frequency shift is just going at it. I love a frequency shifter. And then when it actually rips into the air, we got this ending a little bit here. Love the sound of that. Got the this little kettle sound. Just trying to make it a little violent. Cool. And so altogether the wind slashes. Cool. Then into the charged implode, this elemental skill here. We've got this wind here, which is just really, really modulated wind gusts with some my go-to filter. I love a filter freak. There we go. I got frequency shifter on everything. There we go. Just some filtering. Same thing for this wind suck sound here. Great. And then we've got some more wind. It's just a lot of winds moving, essentially. And then something for a little bit more organic feel. Right, shifting and moving. That gives us the entire ability. There we go. And then we are on to the burst. Oh, I didn't even do the take flight. Oh, let's go to the take flight here. For this little take flight sound, where it actually launches at the beginning, we have this synthetic element, which is a whole bunch of me going like with my mouth, and then a little bit of filtering. Okay, here we go. Perfect. And then to what we got, and they're all a bunch of different ones. Like this one is smooth, this one is pitchy, this one is more modulated, all that sort of thing like that. Then we've got this more organic part of the actual rising, just to make it sit in something. I found that when I just had the synthetic element, it was just not sitting in the world as well. Yeah, there we go. Synthetic, organic, and a little bit of resonance here for when he's actually flying. It's pretty soft. As well as the actual floating texture, which I made in, I've got a sampler with some, it was called fairy dust. It's really just kind of like blurred sparkle sounds from wind chimes. going through a bunch of modulation. You know, you got your Pro Q, you got some OTT and inflators, and then of course some frequency shifting. Gives us this. Really quiet, but oh, and that's just a little bit of a mod wheel modulation affecting the pitch. Great. That is the whole take flight sound. Rad. All right, now we have the burst here. So for the burst, a bunch of different elements. We have the charge up right here. Again, just lots of winds, lots of shifting and modulating. That's really all it is here. And then the organic element, some natural sounding winds. You know what really helps is this this little, which one is super windy? Is it the, you can hear some modulation. Yeah, I love the little tail on that. So yeah, all of them together just gives us a nice little environment. Great, and then onto this kick little whoosh sound effect that I got. Nice and dark and cinematic. Threw that in, perfect. And then we have the impact. Now for the impact, there's this just like kick here. Right, and I've got the classic sort of tape stop. And then as for the actual, my favorite part of the sound, which is this like lasery sound, and the pigments wind, that is done in pigments here, and it's just taking the wind sound, and I'm just having a very high resonance filter that I'm just opening and closing very, very, very fast. That's all it is. Works really well. Which gives us the entire burst, which is this here. And there we go. That is the redesign.